Like to graph the circle based on the formula that we have that's already in standard form. And there's going to be a couple of things along this process that I want us to be aware of. So don't tune out too quickly. What we want to do is understand our standard formula, and from that to figure out what we have. Well, let's write that in our standard form. That's x minus 2 squared plus y minus, because it's a y minus value, minus a 4 squared equals 3 halves. Now, when it's in that form right there, I'm more able to identify its radius is 3 and its center is 2 and negative 4. That's enough information to draw a graph. I'm all over the place here. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right there. Draw some extra points. The point 2 and 4 have a radius of 3. So I have a point right there. I have a point right there. Point over there. And a point right there. Enough points to get me a general idea of what that circle looks like. Also, too, I have enough information to find out the range and domain of our circle. The domain are all values of x. And so if my center point was at 2 and my radius is at 3, I know that my domain is all values between 1 and, or negative 1 and 3 plus the 2, which is a 5. And the range are all my values of y. If my middle point is a negative 4 and a radius of 3, I know negative 1 to negative 7 is my range. So likewise, with graphs that are circles, we can also identify their domain and their range. And the tricky part earlier, to find out exactly where its center point is at, we couldn't look at it directly from our initial starting point because it wasn't in the exact form as our standard equation, which allows us to determine precisely the h and the k. So I had to write those in terms of that original formula, which were subtractions on both of those signs, or both of those places. And that caused me to have to do a little bit of gymnastics right there to find out what is the center k value. Let's back it up too. I noticed one other mistake as I was clearing on up. Range equals negative 1 to negative 7. Typically we write them from lowest to highest, so the range really is negative 7 to negative 1. Sorry folks.